Example C. Let's look at this graph and read all of the information. I see a vertical asymptote. It's a little bit hard to see, but I see there's a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. It's actually the y-axis. Is there a horizontal asymptote? I don't see one, and I don't see that y's approaching anything on both extremes, both of the ends, so there is none. But there does happen to be an oblique asymptote. So we see the red dashed line. The function on both ends is approaching this line that has a specific slope. It happens to be a slope of -1 in this case. So y equals negative x, and it crosses the origin, so we know the y-intercept is 0. So it's just the equation y equals -x. I don't see any holes, so we'll say none there. And I don't see any intercepts. I don't see an x-intercept or a y-intercept. Remember that oblique asymptote is an imaginary line. It's not part of the function. It's just something that describes the shape or the end behavior, so there are no intercepts. So now let's read the domain from left to right. And it appears we only have one excluded value of x equals 0, so we can quickly just do -infinity to 0 and then 0 to infinity. And then also, as we look at this graph, it's a little tricky to see here, but we do want to note that this point here is -1, 2, and it's not quite listed here, but I'll go ahead and write it down. The highest point there on that curve before it approaches the oblique asymptote is 1, -2. And so we have, as we read from the bottom to the top, we have to jump over the values between -2 and +2. So from -infinity to -2, union 2 to infinity. Oh, I should make those brackets. So I'm correcting these two brackets because -2 and +2 are on the curve, so they're included in the range. Now let's look at the behavior near the vertical asymptote. As x approaches 0 from the left, f of x approaches infinity. As x approaches 0 from the right, f of x approaches -infinity. So read that graph and make sure you understand those. And make sure you got this correction, because remember the y values of -2 and +2 are on the curve, so we include those in the range with the symbol of the square bracket.